Well, good morning. Good morning. How we doing this morning? We're live in all the places. Let me tell the folks around here that I'm live on YouTube. Yep, live I am. Just give the platforms a minute to let everybody know we're here. So that way we can get it poppin'. Won't be here long. As they say, I won't be before you long. I literally will not, because there's not time to be before you long. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, everybody. See if I can get all these pieces and parts. I'm trying to make sure that I'm here by 8:20. I was running a little bit behind this morning. Had to make a stop on the way to work. So I wanted to make sure I got here though and got turned on in time. Actually, the days are starting to run together, if that makes sense. The days are starting to run together and it's almost over. I'm almost done with summer B, almost done doing this for the summer, ready for fall semester in a few weeks after that. But Okay, so let's see what we got here. Um, I think we're there. I think we're up and running. All things are going well. Let's see. I got some good mornings to say. Julie and Michael, good morning. Good morning. We're here this morning. Yepper. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the information. Make sure gotta go the other way. There we go. Nope, move that way. Move that way. Move that way. Try to get in the center. Go ahead and let's share the chart that we're looking at. There we go. This is SPX 500. This is where the market is right now at 63.33 in the morning. Guess where it is this morning? 63.33. Where did the market close yesterday? 63.33. Wow, that's a pretty big pop because it closed yesterday at 63. Where did we close yesterday? I told you the days are running together. Market closed yesterday. I got it here somewhere. 63.09. So we're up about 24 points from yesterday's close. Closed at 63.09. So definitely got a gap up open underway. At this point, we're about an hour from the market opening though. So there's still time for the gap to close. Powell is supposed to speak at 8:30 this morning. That may do some, moving around. 63.09. Yep, Julie, that's where it closed yesterday. So we're about 20 something points above that right now. So we'll see what happens. 63.33 puts us up into definitely higher into all-time highs, because the highest we got the other day was what, 63.18, I think. I don't think we have been up in the 63.30s quite. So, let's see what we're doing. What is we doing? What is we doing? That's not good grammar, but that definitely means you know what we're talking about, right? Okay, let's see how the dollars drop could scramble Trump's agenda. The slide could spur wide-ranging effects, from how tariffs are felt to Fed policy to America's role in the world. U.S. stock futures rise after Japan trade deal. Trump to launch hands-off action plan to win the AI race. A hands-off action plan. What does that mean? Mm. Krispy Kreme and GoPro jump as meme stock rally continues. Krispy Kreme, they're part of the meme stocks. Trump gets Japan deal, but EU digs in with the $100 billion response. AT&T stock slides despite subscriber surge. Tesla, Google on deck. Yeah, Tesla's going to have earnings, and Google both have earnings after market closes today. We'll get to that screen in a minute. The protein boom is only beginning. Yeah, I think that protein thing is going to be a big deal because it definitely is. It plays, the protein piece plays such a big role in so many diet based things. So when we're talking about people who are having um, weight loss surgeries, coming out of that, you get all the conversation about, so much conversation about making sure that you are taking in a high amount, or the focus on your diet is more protein based, is what I'm saying, not a high amount, but your diet is more protein based after you come out of weight loss surgery, because you don't, if you have weight loss surgery, you don't have the room in your intestinal, your digestive system for all the other extra stuff. So if you only got room for certain things, their protein has to be the focus, because your body mainly needs the protein. They don't need all the carbs, all the other stuff that's just empty. So because of that, and because people are doing so much with weight loss, protein is big with that. This whole the GLP stuff, all the things that are going on with weight loss, of saying you need the more protein. So that, I don't think that's going anywhere. As people continue to have weight loss surgeries, people continue to go down the GLP route, people continue to do all that, protein is going to continue to be a big thing. I agree that that's going to continue to be a focus. That's why you start seeing all these protein based, carbohydrate laden things. So protein based cookies and protein based chips. So things that would normally be just carbs based, they've got protein based alternatives to go with those things. Yep, yep, yep. Julie says, I hope it stays up so I can close my 2 DTE PCS. Yes, you and me both, because I got the ones for the 11th. I want to be able to close those too. Okay. Chinese automakers gain ground in contracting European markets, data shows. Okay. 5 things to know before the stock market opens today. Let's move on to CNBC. Dow futures are up 229 points. S&P futures up 23. NASDAQ futures up. They're all green. Oil is red, and 10-year bonds are green. Over in Europe, everything's green over in Europe. Nokia shares fall 7.5%, while after a company warns tariffs and weak dollar could cost up to 364 million. Everything's green over there. In Asia, everything's green. Trump announces massive trade deal with Japan, setting tariffs at 15%. Looking at crypto, everything's red over in the crypto space. Bitcoin's at 118,000, which is still, it's weird because we look at this from day to day. Bitcoin at 118,000 is still massively green, year over year kind of thing. So even though it's red today, or red from the last time they looked, it's still very green. Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, all of those are red today, but very green over the course of time. Okay. Looking at the calendar, whenever it decides it wants to populate, let me move on to investing.com. Maybe that doesn't want to populate either. Let's see if we can get to the earnings. Does anything want to populate? Here we go. I know we have earnings this afternoon. Let me get to the one that will show us, because those are showing day to day. Okay. This morning, come on, make it bigger. There we go. This morning we had GE, Vernova, FCX, AT&T, Amphenol, Thermo Fisher, Fiserv, General Dynamics, Next Era Energies this morning, Lamb Wheaton, and Mr. Cooper Group. This afternoon, or after market closes, we have Tesla and Google, IBM, Chipotle, Quantum Scope, O'Reilly, Alaska, and T-Mobile, and United Rentals. Okay, those are all the ones that are having earnings after market today. And then tomorrow morning, American Airlines, the Blackstone Group, Dow, Southwest, Nokia, I'm not sure who this one is, Honeywell, Keurig, Flex, and NASDAQ. Okay, that's all the earnings that are happening. Of course, mostly anticipated is Tesla and Google today. Okay, that's going to be after market closes today. Next area energies this morning. That's probably one that's going to be talked about a little bit today as well. Okay, so that's coming up too. Let me see if I can get one of these to populate. Here we go. Well, I go with investing.com since Forex doesn't want to show us. Economic calendar for today. Ooh, what's the name's not even showing on here? 8:30, it didn't even show. Isn't that today or was that was yesterday? I didn't that was yesterday. I got my days mixed up. Yesterday was when Powell spoke at 8:30 in the morning, not today. So today we have existing home sales at 10 o'clock, right? And then we got crude oil inventories at 10:30. Both of those are 3 stars, which means high volatility anticipated at 10:30, 10:30, 10:30, and then at 1 o'clock you've got the 20-year bond auction today. That's happening. 2 stars anticipated there. Alrighty, so those are the 3 things that are happening today: 10 and 10:30, and then 1 o'clock. Those are the things I see for today. Forex Factory didn't want to populate this morning, so oh, there we go. Yeah, Powell was yesterday. Unemployment claims will come tomorrow morning before the market opens. We'll have unemployment claims and flash manufacturing PMI. Those are tomorrow first thing in the morning. 8:30 for unemployment and 9:45 for the PMI. Okay, let's go look at what Adam has to say this morning. I'm on good time. I'm at 8:30. Morning, Antonia. Yesterday's long worked perfectly. Setup was given in advance. Sell to 62.83 to recover 62.87, which was Friday's low. We get long on a failed breakdown. Yep, 10:05 a.m. We got it. Targets were 62.97, 63.15, 63.29 were all hit. Plan today, zero to do, but hold your runners. 63.38, 63.44, 63.56. Okay, everybody. 63.38, 63.44, and 63.56 are the numbers you're putting on your chart. 63.38, 63.44, 63.56 are above. 63.24 and 63.12 are your support. So you put those on your charts as well. 63.24 and 63.12, put those on your charts as well. Okay, those are your supports. The gap between ES and SPX is 36 points. So as you're looking at Adam's numbers through the day, if you're watching his tweets, there's a difference of 36 points between his tweets and what we do in SPX. If you're trading XSP, you got a range of 628 to 636. That may be your outer bounds. Slim B says, good morning. Did you hear they're voting to eliminate the PDT rule? Yes, I did. And when are they supposed to vote to let that go? I would love to have the PDT hat go from 25K to 2K. So in case you didn't have, in case you hadn't heard this, everybody knows now that if you don't have $25,000 in your account, if you day trade, you get hit with the pattern day trader classification, and then they'll lock your account for 90 days and you can't trade in that account if you don't have at least 25,000. And there's ways people are getting around it. They're moving to cash accounts, and this all happens inside of a margin account. So the way they're getting around that is we're using things like the PDT hack, or people are using cash accounts, or they're trading 3 days and just kind of working the things, or they're giving you a one-time pass in this designation. But they're talking about taking it down to you have to have $2,000 in your account versus 25. Now, do I think it's going to go all the way down to 2,000? Probably not. I would be shocked if they went from 25 all the way down to 2. But even if they went down to 10,000, just something that's somewhere in the middle, would be a little better. 25K, I wonder, like, how did they come up with 25,000? Was that some arbitrary number way back when? Because that's been a long time ago. And so in today's numbers and today's money, yesterday's money, I would love to see something happening. And who's voting? That's my other question, is who is actually voting to eliminate this? Is this a board of people who are like the brokers? And I need to do some more investigation. And what are the implications to the brokers? Like, what would keep them from approving this? How does this help or hurt them? Because basically you got to figure out the people who are going to say yes to this. How does this affect them to say yes or to say no? Okay. So I'd like to know some more information. I need to go and do a little more digging so I can, speak intelligently as to whether or not it'll go through, or whether I think, because I don't know for sure, but whether I think it'll go through or not. But those are Adam's numbers. Okay. Okay. Yes, I did hear that, Slim, and I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see it happen and to see how it goes. I think that would be really wonderful if it did go through. That would be great. Okay. This is our list of trades for the week. There's been a lot of movement happening this week, but things are doing. Our trades are doing their good work this week. I've got a few things that are running. Actually, several things. I've had a few of them close. Like my Amazon trade closed already. Peakbot closed it. I want to say yesterday it closed. Some things dropped when we had the big drop on Monday. Some things fell into the zone, but then they recovered yesterday. So I really try when I'm doing my trades with Peakbot to let them play out, because you have the entire week. So I really try to let them do their, to go ahead and play out for the week. I try. It's hard though sometimes when the strike is passed, when the price is past your strikes, and you're like, well, I'm not going to sit idly by for days, but I look at the chart and try to give it time to play out, because that's what credit spreads are all about. It really matters when you get to expiration. Doesn't necessarily matter in the middle. You want it to be where you want it to be at expiration. So you want to check the chart though to make sure that it's going to do what it's going to do in the meantime, in between time. Speaking of which, credit spreads, today is a great day for credit spreads. Wednesdays are good because you're putting your money on the line Wednesday for a Friday expiration. Thursday works well too. Can't necessarily pull as many premiums on Thursday for Friday. And if you're working with Peakbot will enter on Thursday for the next Friday. It doesn't really do one day over. But you personally, manually, if you're using Peakbot, you can look at the Peakbot watch list, and then you can enter for that same Friday if you'd like. That's something that I do on Wednesday. I'll look at the list, see which things I like, and I may enter on a Wednesday for that same Friday. I enter myself manually. Peakbot provides you with the watch list. They provide you with the strikes. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing but go to the Peakbot list. If you are subscribed, you got to be subscribed now to Peakbot. If you're subscribed to Peakbot, you go to the watch list, pick the stocks you want, and use the strikes they give you and enter the trade. You don't even have to think about it, really. Of course, you can go check the chart if and you should go look at it. But Peakbot it's looking at the trend, it's looking at the 50 period EMA, and it gives you the strikes based on the delta. It does the work for you. It's looking at it from a technical analysis standpoint. It's not just coming out of woodwork like, let's just pick a random number. No, it's based on technical analysis. Okay, so if you got to be a member of Peakbot. Okay, I gave you a link right there. If you want to be a part of Peakbot for automated trading, or you just want to have or you want to have their watch list, because their watch list is a pretty good one. They've got it's all set up. They've got a whole little criteria. I'm not going through the criteria of their watch list. You can do that if you're a member of Peakbot. You can go see what is their criteria for their watch list. Okay. What is my next screen? I think I want to go, before I go to E2T University, which is opening August 18th, I want to go back to the charts before I start to wrap up, because I do need to do that. I do need to start to wrap up. Let's add back to the stage, go back to the charts, look at the pre-market. Pre-market. Let's see what we have here. Okay. I'm on the 15-minute chart looking at SPY. Let me turn off VWAP. so we can see what we need to see. Doop. Don't need Lux Algo right now. Okay. Okay, where did SPY close yesterday? SPY closed yesterday at 628. It is currently at 631. So SPY is up about 3 points from yesterday's close. Will be a bit of a gap open. Okay, will be a bit of a gap open. Hey Denise and hey my day Littlefield. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this morning? So SPY is looking like it's going to gap up about 3 points. We're about 45 minutes from market opening right now. Triple Q closed at 561.30. It is currently at 561.80. So it's 50 cent up. Hey Antonia. I love when you love when I sing. Yeah, yeah. You know, my brain works in songs. I went yesterday to a doctor's appointment where I was checking my focus and all that stuff. And boy, they would text in my brain and they would talk about, can you stay on one thing and focus? I was like, sometimes this is tough. My brain works in songs and my mind jumps around and sometimes it can be difficult for you, girl. Sometimes it can be where is my mouse? Oh, sometimes it can be difficult for you, girl. Okay. IWM. Okay. Um, IWM closed at 223 yesterday and it is currently at 224.74, so it's up about $1 and some change. So at this point a gap up open on IWM as well, but you see it has gone up and hit a resistance area and it is currently pulling back. These are all 15-minute charts, so you can see what it's doing on the 15-minute chart. Again, we're about 45 minutes from market opening, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Hey Yvette, good morning. Yvette says, great morning. Great morning to you as well. So, yeah, that's where we are on those three charts right now. Let's see what SPX 500 is, where SPX is in the morning. Looks like it's at 63.30. Okay, the moving averages are all fanned out right now, but we'll see how it turns down, if it turns down, and how it turns down. Okay, that's where we are on that. All the indices at this point look like they are gapping up, but we've got 45 minutes before the market opens. As I said before, E2T University is opening on August 18th. We're going to take you from beginner to profits, basically from beginner to mastery. We're going to teach you some stuff, teach you some strategies, teach you how to use the charts, how to use your indicators, and how to make money. How to make money weekly, how to make money in a daily, how to manage your portfolio, how to manage your mind, because that is the biggest piece of trading. Don't let nobody fool you. The mental piece is the biggest piece. All right. And how to do risk management. Good morning, Drew. And how to do risk management. Okay, we're going to do all that. E2T University 12-week program starts August the 18th. We do have a link there. Let me see if I can put our link into the chat. That way you can click on it. Subscribepage.com// E2T wait list. I think I have a new link I need to add to that. My new page is ready. The landing page to that is ready. And I think it says I think the end of it is something else. I need to go grab that so I can make sure that it's on my next page so that I can be giving y'all the most updated link to the page. Alrighty, for those. And even if it's not for you, if you know someone, this is what happens. You start trading and you're making really good profits and really good progress. And the people around you start to see that and they say, help me, child. And you go, I can't help teach because I'm still learning. Or it's a lot to learn and you want to connect them with somebody who really is a teacher, then guide them to E2T University. Guide the people that you know and love, guide them to a teacher. Don't try to be their teacher if you know that's not your lane, right? And I'm not saying you can't teach them. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying guide the people to a situation where they're going to be taught in a full educational setting, right? You're going to teach them spotchy. Take them, send them to an educator who is going to be able to educate them in a well rounded way. All right. That, of course, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself. Guide them to somebody who can really help them. Can you paste a live link so it's clickable? Yeah. That one I just did, Natalie, I believe should be clickable. All right. That one should be clickable. Was if it's not clickable, let me know. So yeah, take them to send them to an educator, somebody who can help get them educated fully from start to finish and get them the full education that they need. I know it's not for you. That's fine. Well, I'm not saying I know. I'm saying even if it's not for you, you can still grab that link and run it. I'm actually going to put it on my YouTube page as well as a post, so that way it's there on my YouTube channel also. But yeah, I'm saying even if it's not for you, pass it on to someone else that you know would like to learn, and you can pass it on to them and they can get involved in this because y'all know people, and that's the best marketing is word of mouth marketing. Okay. It's 8:46. So let me keep moving. Okay. Option seller zone is where we trade every day, SPX and XSP. This is where we trade together. We focus on just those one or two stocks, so that way we can stay focused on one or two things and we can watch one chart because SPX requires focus, right? It's the area where in the membership, that's what I focus us on. 147 a month, which I promise you, you trade one day, you'll pay for that membership. Your monthly membership, you'll pay for it in one day. Actually, you'll pay multiple months in a day. Yesterday, we had people who made six and seven and $800 yesterday in yesterday's trade alone. All right. We do all those things that you see on this list here. Dedicated Telegram for your trades channel, a place for you to communicate. I'm there. We have coaching calls. We have one-on-one session. You also get Zoom. We do a Zoom live trading once a week because I'm teaching the other days, but that's what we do over there. Okay. All righty. Let's do our trader's declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. And I am a living witness that if you veer outside of the plan of placing trades that are random and you place trades that are based on your emotions, generally you will get clapped. How do I know this? Because it happens to me. Okay. I'm only telling you what I know. I don't make up stuff and be like, it happens to other people. I'm walking this out. Okay. E2T daily prayer. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others in Jesus' name. That's what we're doing this all for, not just for ourselves. We get to eat along the way, but we're not just doing this for ourselves. The purpose of this is to generate what we need so that way we can have what we need and we can bless others. We're not just getting so we can hoard. We're receiving so that we receive so that way we can give out, right? So we can help and be a blessing to those around us as well. If all you're trying to be is a reservoir, is if all you're trying to be is a bucket, the Lord has no reason to bless you. Now, if you want to be a conduit, if you want it to flow through you, there's reason. All right. If you want to say, send some my way so I can send some the other way, then yes. If all you saying is send it all my way and I don't plan on sharing none, then don't plan for a lot to come your way. All right. All right. An open hand knows no lack. You can take that to the bank. An open hand knows no lack. All righty. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to go on about our day. We're going to do three things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money and we're going to have a great green day. If you're in my community, I will see you in the chat. All righty. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.